You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigar, spirits, and the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I'm Matt Fox.
And we are here, once again, Ambassador Cigar. We are uninvited.
Hey, we walked in.
Uninhibited.
We walked in, and Nathan, manager
Unprecedented.
Nathan goes, where have you guys been?
Yeah, he missed us.
He missed us. So it's
we
nice
are
to be back.
not unmissed. We were actually missed.
We must have made an impression.
Actually, they don't mind when we show up.
No,
So
it's good, it's
here
good
we are,
stuff. It's
Ambassador
comfortable.
Cigar, and we're doing just a taste.
Just the taste.
I think that's what we might be doing.
Yeah,
Because we don't have any guests or anything set up.
No guests. Okay,
No.
fair enough. But we do have a special guest on
Yes.
Just the Taste.
Yes.
We're going to try something we've never done before.
Okay. That's how we do.
Well, this is what Just the Taste is all about. Is that
Right,
we
right.
pick something that we've never had, and we talk about it. Here
And
comes Heather now.
Heather is on her way back in
Yep.
with the
Oh,
glasses.
wow, look at that pour. Amazing. Ooh. So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. Appreciate that.
Right
Yes.
on.
So,
All
okay,
right.
the suspense, is it killing you yet?
So yeah, it's in the glass. Well, we'll chat it up a little bit first.
Yeah.
That looks good. That's nice and dark.
Yes,
it is
very
the Basil.
dark.
What was it called again?
We actually, our
Dark
special
rye.
guest tonight is the Basil Hayden's Dark Rye.
Dark rye.
This
okay.
is somewhat of a new juice.
Right.
A combination of a couple juices we're going to talk about. But it was just as of 2017.
Okay. So
when
new.
This is new. Yeah,
All right.
this is new.
So we're going to get to that. We will get to it, but you'll tell us a little bit about Basil Hayden and the history of that as well. But last time, I don't know, we were at another pub, and I remember I told you that straws had their origins with bourbon.
Yes, I do remember that.
And so there's some other interesting facts that you might not know about bourbon. So not all bourbon comes from Kentucky, right? 95% of it does. We've mentioned that before. It does come from the bluegrass state. But there's no
Kentucky.
law that requires it be made there. So in Detroit here, we have several distilleries that make bourbon,
they are
and it
popping
never
up like
leaves
wildfire.
leaves the city. So
Yes.
you can have a craft distilled bourbon that is not from Kentucky.
Yes.
So another thing is bourbon named after the House of Bourbon. I told you that one. Where there was a couple other really good things in here that I was going to share, and now it's moved on me.
Hey, that's what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Mostly corn. Yada yada yada. So no, there was a really good one that I wanted to share with you.
So those of you in Facebook world, as Jamie's looking,
Yeah.
you can't smell what I'm smelling right now.
Right.
It's been sitting here on the table and it keeps wafting over to my area. Oh my goodness.
There's some sweetness
There's
in
that
there when we get
sweetness
to
in there.
tasting it.
Yeah.
This is the one I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Only certain kinds of bourbon whiskeys are spelled with an E.
Really?
So you've seen whiskey,
Yeah.
and sometimes just whiskey.
Right. Whiskey. So why
Whiskey.
is there a difference?
Well, both the spellings are technically correct. Only the U.S. and Ireland commonly incorporate the E into the word.
Okay.
So every other whiskey-producing country in the world drops the E. So a lot of your Scotch whiskeys
right.
won't have the E in it.
Interesting. I really never paid that much attention to
And
the
it's an
spelling.
older spelling. The whiskey without the E is a more traditional old world spelling of it.
Okay.
So origins are contentious. Some say the variations derived linguistically, like between color and color with a UR,
Right.
favor and a
If you're
favor with
Cana-
UR. So my
if you're
iPhone,
Canadian or
if-
American, yeah.
if you notice on when I send texts and things, I say favorite or do me a favor. Those words, color. It comes up with a U in it because I have my home set as Dublin. So on my phone, I said,
okay.
you can set where your home is, and I have it set to Dublin, so it does that, and so it adds that. It always calls my mom.
Oh,
and yeah.
nice.
But so whiskey with an E is more of a thing for the States and Ireland, and the rest of the world does not use the E.
Not only is it just a taste where we talk about bourbons and spirits, it's also educational.
That's it.
Yeah.
William Faulkner swore by 4 roses.
Really?
Yep. So the author, William Faulkner, he's a Southerner. Southerners love their bourbon.
Yeah.
Great American novelist William Faulkner fueled his late-night writing sessions with good drink, and was no exception. Was civilization begins with distillation.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. He's the Bard of Oxford, Mississippi. Once said his favorite bourbon cocktail, true Dixie fashion, was the mint julep. And he would combine bourbon with 1 teaspoon of sugar crushed with mint and ice, served chilled in a metal cup. And that's, yep, so there you go. So that's William Faulkner loved his 4 roses.
And what are those drinks called when you put them in a copper cup?
Those mules, yeah. So that's like a whiskey mule.
Yeah.
And here's one more, which leads us into what we're doing today. Basil Hayden is the face of Old Granddad Bourbon Brand.
Really?
So the little face, because Old Granddad has a little face on the label.
Yeah.
So the next time you pick up a bottle of Old Granddad, which we should do. We did.
Yeah.
Did we try? I think we tried it, but we weren't recording. We were next to Podcast Detroit Studios downtown.
You know what? I think we were in the recording.
We were at the Peterborough. Did you have whiskey with me at the Peterborough? Did I do that on my own?
No, that was all by yourself.
Okay, I was with Sam then, and so I was drinking by myself. Our Animal Talk producer Sam.
Yep, I had that the week later when
Yeah.
we were there.
So yeah, our
Tried
Animal
it
Talk producer Sam and I were getting some food before the Animal Talk podcast, and tried the Granddad there because they had some special Granddad.
Yep.
But Basil Hayden is the face on Old Granddad bourbon.
Huh.
The next time you pick up a bottle of Old Granddad, check out the legendary distiller Basil Hayden's mug right there on the label.
Fantastic.
Yep, Raymond B. Hayden began producing Old Granddad in 1840 in Claremont, Kentucky, naming the brand after his grandfather, Basil Hayden, a well-respected figure in bourbon history.
Thank you for sharing.
So there you go. So that brings us back to the Basil Hayden that we have before us here.
So this is like the newer Basil Hayden, the dark rye. This is something that they've tried.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Just
just
Nate,
as of October.
Nate suggested this as we walked in,
Yeah,
right?
Nathan is like, hey, we say, hey, what do you want? And we
said,
don't
"Talk to
know.
me."
We have a clean slate. So he said,
It's like
I
I'm praying
recommend.
to it, it's like I'm praying to it or something.
Well, you're on summer vacation, so
Yeah.
drink up. But yeah, we're
These
doing
are
the
healthy pours too.
Yes, they are. The Basil Hayden Dark Rye, Jamie. October 2017. Is it equal?
Yeah.
Is it equal? Okay, good. So the difference with this on a rye is typically, you when you think of rye, you're thinking more spicy flavor.
Right.
It's going to kind of hit you kind of hard. You keep sniffing on it, right?
Yeah.
You get a nice fruity smell out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting sweet.
You getting sweet, fruity? Yeah.
All right, there's a fruit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of fruit.
So
there.
there's
There's a reason why is because
I don't want to burn my nose.
No. There's actually 2 different flavored whiskeys in here.
Yeah.
And then there's a third flavor thing that's going on in there too.
Okay.
Right? So they take a Kentucky whiskey,
Right.
and they actually mix it with something else.
Oh, what do they mix it with?
They take 2 juices and they're mixing it together. So they actually do that with a Canadian rye.
Oh.
So it starts out with a Kentucky rye.
Because this distillery, they have distilleries. This company has distilleries like all
Everywhere,
over.
yeah.
So they got a Canadian one.
Yes.
So they bring down some of their Canadian
Yes.
rye.
Yes, they do. Because
Right
that's
on.
award-winning. That's in Alberta. That's the Alberta distillery.
Yeah.
They actually layer that on top of the Kentucky rye that they have.
Ooh.
That's where they start because it's the foundation is a Kentucky rye.
Oh,
So
sweet home Kentucky.
They layer in the Canadian rye, but then they do something else with it that's actually kind of unique.
All right.
That gives it that more fruity flavor. And they actually add a California port
Oh.
to it.
So they age it in the California port?
They age it in the so that's where you get the ripe note, the
All right.
ripe note, fruit notes and what have you.
Really dark, too. When
Yeah,
they say it's a
really-
dark rye, it's really,
yeah.
really dark.
Yeah, so there's 3
You can
different
see it.
layers to this.
Yeah.
So you got your Kentucky rye, you got your Canadian rye, and then you have a California port. That's all blended together. And that's where the dark rye comes from because of the 2, I would imagine, the 2 different ryes coming together.
Yeah.
That's why it's so incredibly dark. And the amber of this.
Yeah.
It's a very, very dark amber flavor or look to it.
Well, I wonder if the port barrels have anything to do with the coloration.
It looks a little bit. It looks a little bit reddish. You might have some little ruby undertones going on a little bit.
Yeah, I just sniffed my microphone.
Did you really?
I did.
Was that on camera?
Yeah. All right, so Tim and Jackie and Brian are laughing at me because I just sniffed my microphone. So yeah, when we do the Man Cave Happy Hour, if we have Wi-Fi, we'll throw it up on the Facebook and the socials. So mancavehappyhour.com and Man Cave Happy Hour on Twitter and Instagram.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being part of the party.
Yeah.
And I keep wanting to
you sniffed your microphone
because I want to talk, but I want to sniff.
So, but when you're sniffing it, you should get some little bit of oaky notes. That's going to kind of balance it off a little bit. I'm not sure if you're getting that or not. You get a little oak on that on the sniff, but you're really getting more of a berry molasses, fruity.
Just sweet and fruit, yeah.
So
I mean,
really,
it has a bourbon smell, which is barrel and oak. So yeah, I'm getting barrel, I'm getting bourbon, I'm getting yes. So it's definitely a bourbon. It's a rye.
It's a rye.
It's definitely a whiskey.
Yeah. But the taste, I'm really curious about the taste because it smells wonderful.
All right.
To the nose, it just smells absolutely incredible.
It does. Are we going in?
Yeah, let's go in. We actually have a couple of ice here as well, so we can actually give it a little, open it up a little bit. Here we go. That first taste, you want to just take it right down. Wow.
There was a lot of something happening. Ooh,
right in the back right
and
now.
And then on the side of my tongue.
I got it in the back of my throat right now. That's a really nice burn.
It's not charcoaly, but I could taste the char.
Gotcha. You're not chewing on it, but you taste it.
I could taste the char. Yeah. And then something hit the side, the taste buds along the side of my tongue.
It's usually when you try something. We've talked about
There's a lot of flavor happening in this.
Yeah, a lot. But when you first try something, you really want to take a real quick, shot of it and just drink it right down. That second one that you're doing right now, you kind of want to swish that around a little bit, chew on it, right? Let it kind of settle, and then you might get a different taste profile after that.
But like that caramel that we talk about all the time. Yeah. But there's like a butter or maybe a butterscotch.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of rolling back forward on the tongue. Are you getting a butter? You didn't take a second sip. Take a second sip.
Second one, yeah.
So, yeah. Probably shouldn't have brushed my teeth right before I came.
Crust and rye, baby.
That's why I actually got a beer, just because I was like, I just brushed my damn teeth.
All right, so that second taste, it is sitting in the back of my throat, and it's a really nice warm feel. I am getting the caramel.
Right, yeah.
But that butterscotch feel, it comes on after a little bit, but I'm getting a lot of oak. I'm getting a good oaky flavor out of this, too. Which is, what you're supposed to, but I'm really getting that oaky flavor to it.
Yeah.
It's on the backside, it's like that spice that sits in the back of your throat. It's a really nice burn for me.
Are you getting any ethanol? Are you getting that alcohol flavor? I am a little bit.
Are you?
I'm getting a little bit of the ethanol there in that third sip.
See, I must be used to the ethanol now, so
that just a little bit, not to make me set it down or anything.
Nope.
There's not a whole lot that can get me to set it down, really. If you think about it, but.
So what's the proof on this?
Paul Calamari
hey, Paul.
chimed in too. He's in the chat as well.
Thanks, Paul. So the proof on this is 80 proof. So
all right, so that's standard for a whiskey, 40%. Yeah, that's
it's an 80 proof. So that's why it's not a big bite on the back end. It's a nice bite on the back end, a nice spice on the back end.
Leaves us room to do a second.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Zero idea.
I don't know who you think you're talking to. Oh, Stephanie was here too. Stephanie said, drink something yummy for me. Jeff is here. Thanks, Jeff and Paul and your wife, Mary.
Aw.
Everybody's chiming in the room. So thanks for joining us as we go out and about. I was going to post earlier, say, hey, join us out. But we hadn't figured out where the hell we were going yet.
This is one of the best standbys. Coming here to the Ambassador, it's a really, really nice spot.
Well, it's about a quarter mile from your house.
Yeah, well, that too. Thanks for driving, by the way.
Yeah.
But, it's a really nice spot to come and just sit back, relax. They got TVs everywhere. The staff is wonderful. Their humidor that they have here, the cigar selection, is a really nice cigar selection. One of the nicer ones that are out there. So if you're out and about, come and take a peek.
Yeah.
Right?
Very, very inviting. A couple of pool tables and comfy chairs and high tops and low tops.
Parties,
and a fair kitchen. They got some good food here as well.
They do. So
I just ate before we came. Hence the reason I brushed my teeth. Hence the reason I had the beer. So, what else? What else is on this?
See, so when you actually look at this, and I got to pull up the price point on.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That's what else you got, and what's the price point?
Next. What's the price point? What else you got? I'm going to look at price point here real quick.
Mm-hmm. And this is new, right? You said 2017.
Of October 2017.
So new. This is newer on the market, the rye from Basil Hayden. Okay.
Correct. So price point on this is actually very reasonable for what you're getting.
Sure.
Without looking, what do you think it is?
See, I've bought Basil Hayden before, so
okay.
They're like a $45 range typically, I think.
You're very, very close. It's anywhere between that $35 up to the $45 range for the Basil Hayden. Really, so.
And the rye falls in same price range?
The dark rye falls right around $37-$38.
Okay,
so
all right.
It's actually for what
and that's
I'm
Michigan,
tasting,
and every state has different taxes, so depending on where you are, your mileage may vary.
Yep. So, but for what I'm tasting and what I'm getting out of this, I would spend $37-$38 on a bottle, and put it in the arsenal, at home, and just have it.
So kill, marry, screw, right?
Yes.
Were you gonna dead to you, never do it again? Marry it, take it home. Just screw around when you're on about.
Be honest with you, I would actually marry this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Taking it home.
I would take it home because, we have enough bourbon, you have enough whiskey. You don't have a lot of ryes out there that you can really enjoy. This is an 80 proof. It's easy to drink on.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking to chill out for an evening, this would be a perfect opportunity to do that. So that's why you want to marry and bring it home. Mm-hmm. So that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
I like it. I like it.
Excellent. So, Jamie.
Yes.
Summertime is off. You got nothing happening this summer.
Well, we got a little something happening.
Yeah, a little something happening, yeah. So
we're building a podcast studio.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So Matthew and I are, along with the Podcast Detroit folks, Samantha's blowing up our video with hearts.
Aw, thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Podcast Detroit and our co-host on Animal Talk, Brian Donovan, has a space in Northville, and we are creating a podcast studio.
So exciting!
Should be launched. I'm really shooting for I want to do like a grand opening celebration, and do a free podcast day August 1st.
Ooh, awesome! I like that.
But we anticipate the studio to be up and running mid-July.
Right. Because the build-out is happening right as we speak.
Yeah. So looking for a big grand, but we'll post it on the socials.
Yeah.
And have people join us for a big brouhaha.
Yeah. This endeavor that you and I have embarked upon.
Yes. Scary as hell.
It's pretty scary, but I'll tell you what. Podcast Detroit. If you ever want to get your voice heard. You know what? Become a part of the family. Become another part of the Podcast Detroit family. And just have a good time and speak your mind.
Yes.
Right? You don't have to swear. You don't have to. Just speak your mind.
It's amazing if you go to the Podcast Detroit website. There are just hundreds and hundreds of shows.
Yes.
Well, 100 of shows. There's probably about 100. About 110.
About 20, yeah.
There's about 100 and some shows. Just anything you can imagine.
Yeah.
Lots of lifestyle. Lots of here's my opinion.
Yeah.
Some politics.
Yeah.
Fair amount of sports. Lots of geek culture.
Lots of science, IT stuff.
Lots of drinking. Lots of IT stuff.
Yeah. There's so. Thank you.
So, and then Animal Talk and this, the Man Cave Happy Hour. And Bob and Dave at Podcast Detroit are amazing folks, super generous, and letting us fly under their flag while we do this venture in Northville at the Hangar. The website's up.
Yes, it is.
So if you look at the Hangar Co-working, if you just kind of Google Hangar Co-working.
Yeah, the website page is yellow.
It'll come up. Hangar Co-working, Northville, Michigan. It'll come up. It'll be more precise with the website when we get closer to it. But it'll be it's a great project. I'm really excited about doing an actual partnership. And it's pretty excited about that.
So, Jamie, you and I have known each other for 24 years.
Yeah,
25
easy.
years. And this is something that we've been wanting to do, is always to go into business with each other.
Yeah.
But it just nothing was ever happening. Nothing was right. So this feels right. This is right for us.
Yeah,
to
you
do.
know, you wanted that goldfish walking service, and I was like, nah.
No.
You know, I suggested male whoring, and you were like, no.
I could do it, but you know, I can't. I'll slip off the pole. I'm sorry, man. I can't do it.
But this, I think we're on to something with the podcast studio. It's going to be it's a great space. Ascension Brewery is going to have a brewery there in the building.
They're actually going to make their beer there in the hangar.
Yeah. So
and you can sample it.
Yep.
Oh.
So you can
Another
podcast, more beers.
Yes.
You don't have to be a beer drinker to do podcast stuff, though.
Not at all. But yeah, Just a Taste, Man Cave Happy Hour. You know, we like to keep everyone informed. There's a lot of great stuff out there. That we try.
That's it.
And if you have an opinion about something, or if you have an opinion about the Basil Hayden dark rye, let us know. You know, we're happy to just talk to you.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. It's themancave.happyhour.com, and there's a little contact page. You can send stuff in there. Sam is still blowing it up with hearts on the Facebook. She's hilarious. So you can hit us up on Facebook or Twitter, Man Cave Happy Hour.
Yes.
And T-shirts.
Ooh, T-shirts.
Wearing Funny.
Wearing Funny.
Wearingfunny.com. It's up. So if you want a Man Cave Happy Hour T-shirt or a Beer on the Penguin T-shirt or an Animal Talk T-shirt.
Do we get to pick the sizes?
No, you actually get to pick your own size.
Okay.
Yes, you get a size of your own choosing.
All right, fair
Unlike
enough.
when we give away T-shirts, they're in a size of our choosing. It's like whatever shit we got sitting around in the closet, you know.
Right?
So there you go. So,
We got lots of
Sam
stuff
loves my
going
Foo
on.
Fighter T-shirt. Thank you, Samantha. So that's it. That's Basil Hayden Rye.
The Basil Hayden Dark Rye, 80 proof.
Gonna enjoy the rest of this.
I think a second one might be in the cards here.
I'm thinking. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining us in the Man Cave.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.